So, originally, I was going to talk about my art. I was going to talk about I carry a sketchbook everywhere I go, and I draw all the time. And I've been drawing since I was a little boy, and drawing to me is like breathing. Is like to me. So, is breathing being alive? Not necessarily. Breathing is important to be alive. It's part of the process. But drawing for me is part of that process. But art is much greater and more involved. I was going to talk to you about that, but we're talking about Blackie the cat. Sorry. As an illustration, I come from being an illustrator. I did work for so many publications. I was a visual problem solver. The importance of how to develop your own unique voice and how to solve a visual problem and how to do it quickly and confidently. And I was planning to talk to you about that. Blackie the cat. Then there's Toby, and I love Toby. This is Toby here. Toby, we have an audience here too. And Toby is not a doll. He's my alter ego. He represents the keeper of our dirty little secrets. I had an exhibition called For the Love of Toby. I had 200 Tobys, signed and numbered. All the paintings of Toby, many of them, Toby was gifted. Toby was gifted from one to another. When you gift Toby, you gift your most personal, intimate self. I was going to talk about how I take Toby around the world. Blackie the cat. Teacher's pet. I had a TV series about a dog that secretly disguised himself as a boy by wearing a beanie cap and glasses, and talk about how I worked with Disney and how I talked them into creating a series that the backgrounds were all painted on canvas to emulate my art. Blackie the cat. Then there's Coach, and I'm actually wearing one of the jackets. It's an amazing, amazing process. The Stuart Vevers, who's the creative director, came to me, and he allowed me to create a whole series of art that went on their images that was as if I was creating my own personal exhibition. I created these wild beasts that lived in the girls' handbags. Again, back to secrets. So creating the secret society that these little wild beasts lived in the handbags. And I was going to talk to you about this beautiful process of creating these characters and working with them on creating shoes and jackets and handbags. But, it's Saturday. I miss Blackie. And then I had an amazing museum exhibition. And this is something that was so important to me that I wanted to talk to you about. I created a home in the middle of the museum. I created a living room, a dining room, a hallway, a bedroom. Each room represented a theme in my art. It was like the living room was about welcoming, the dining room about celebration, the hallway about journey. And not only did I create a home, I took my parents' furniture, their real furniture, and I put it in the museum. And my father, he used to always say to me, Gary, the door is always open, that my home is your home. And that's the title of the exhibition. I wanted to create a sanctuary, a home for people to be creative. And I would love to discuss it with you another day, but today is Saturday. And talk about my process with Dream Reality, or even my exhibition Vicious, about a hunger that's so great. But sorry. It's Blackie the cat. He saved my life. I'm sorry, Domestika. Julio, forgive me. This cat was my neighbor's cat. I was going through a very, very, very difficult time. I was going through a divorce. I never thought I'd ever get a divorce. I moved into the neighborhood. He is my neighbor's outdoor cat. He would come over every day and just go, hey, dude, who are you? And then he would come in my house. And then he would lay on my bed, sit on my chest, and he would purr. And he would purr, and he's a 20-pound cat. That's like 70 kilos, something. So he's like so fucking big. And he would just, all stress would disappear. And I love this guy. He's very handsome. I even used him as inspiration. Even when I did Toby's Secret Society figures, I did the Magi of Compassion, which was Purr, and I made him that. He's also very fashionable. Talking about Coach. So Rihanna stole his outfit when she did the Met Gala. You could see he wore it first. He wore it better. But he's an amazing guy. You know? He's so cute. And I'm not there. I miss him. And he's also the #1 fan of the Toby fan club. Sorry, Toby. But he's also like a superhero to me. But he hates red elephants. Okay, so the moment he came into my home, one time I went to the flea market. I bought 2 vintage red elephants. I put it on the side of the bed. And he knocked them off. So I put the 2 back on. He knocked them off again. And then over the years, I kept buying more elephants. And he kept knocking them all off. I'm thinking, what the fuck? What a game this is. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Go get him. Good boy. Good boy. Go get him. Go get him. Good boy. Go get him. Get him. Get the pen. You always get the pen. Get the pen. He always gets the pen. Go get him. Go get him. Knock him down. Knock him down. Knock him down. Come on. Everyone's watching. Perfect. Okay. He's the best. So, I thought it was a game. For 10 years, I thought it was a game. And I'm working on a documentary about my family, my heritage. It's a very dark story. With I'm a fellow of the New Frontier program at Sundance. And he watched me work on this project. And then he opened up to me. And it wasn't a game. It was a ritual. Every day he knocked down these elephants was a ritual to remember his family and his heritage. And then he told me his story. And it was a beautiful story. And he felt it was a story that needed to be told of the mighty paw and why the black cats hate the red elephants. And this is Gertrude with Blackie. And it went for thousands and thousands of years that the black cats and the red elephants have hated each other. The red elephants controlled the watering hole of where they drank, and the red elephants wore a black cat paw around their neck to remember the victory over the black cats. And I was blown away. And Blackie is like, we have to share this story with mankind. Mankind has to understand this story of hate, but how it turns into love. And there he was like telling me the story with a little red elephant. Now, I am so in awe of this cat. I want to be like him. He's not a fan of me being like him.
Blackie, what were you saying about the mask? What were you saying? Ow! Ow! That's mean. That's so mean. That's not what you said before. Ow!
This cat has bitten this nose 23 times with blood. He's very passionate. Some people say I'm in an abused relationship. I don't think so. So every morning, because I'm not a big fan of social networking, I hate it, but it helps. And here in Colombia, also being connected with others through Instagram is so special, but I'm not a big fan because I think it takes time away from our world. But every day with Blackie, I do the Blackie the Cat show, starring Blackie the Cat and his boy Gary. So Blackie gets the headline, he gets the second headline, I get the third. And every day we talk.
Blackie. Yes. So, you're right. It is the Blackie the Cat show. And who is it starring, Blackie? Who is it starring? That's right, Blackie the Cat. And who else is it starring, Blackie? Who else? What? Your boy Gary? You whispered that. Oh, your boy Gary. Yes, it's the Blackie the Cat show. Starring Blackie the Cat and his boy Gary, right? Exactly. You're the best. You are.
So I do this every day. Then this happened. I'm not going to get political. But this piece of shit happened. And again, Blackie decided to come back in. Okay? The day after this piece of shit, that's I think his official title, 10 million people in America came out to protest. And nothing happened from it. I would spend my time drawing, sometimes on my iPad Pro, which I don't like. I like to draw on paper, but I don't think he deserves to be on paper, to talk about the hate that is coming and being spewed out in this from him, and talking about shit of people who are immigrants and from other lands, and what the fuck, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. So, but you get wrapped up, you get crazy. All my friends in America every day are anxious. Every day you wake up anxious. You go, do you read the paper? Do you not read the paper? You want to stay informed, but you don't want to deal with the crap. And so for me, going from hate to from defying hate to how to bring love back. And Blackie again came up with the purr room. So how he saved my life with the power of purr, he wanted me to bring the power of purr around to everyone. So we came up with an idea.
Now, dealing with the inspiration for the purr room. Yeah. I know. But we conceived it and put it together because we felt like in the last year and a half, people were even more stressed out than they were before. Right? I know. We saw this crazy abundance of people not even being able to sleep. Exactly. Or they wake up and everyone's always stressed all day, all the time. And this type of meditation, right, exactly, the anxiety and all that kind of stuff.
So Blackie also gets frustrated with me.
Right, I completely agree. I know. That's what I was trying to say. But you say it so much better in cat. It's hard to even translate it into human because it simplifies it way too much. There's like some words and concepts in cat that are just so much stronger, in the original cat language. I agree.
I have trouble with my language skills, so he gets frustrated that I can't translate from cat to human very well. So I've been coming up with drawings that represented the power of purr. So I'd sit in my sketchbook and work through drawings that I thought would capture this idea of purr. And I created the initial idea of what the purr room should look like. So it came up with this structure, this fur structure. And I thought 13 cat beds should be in it, and people could lay in the cat beds. I was a little ambitious, and I was working on paintings that represented the power of purr. And then I got my friend Money Mark, who used to be with the Beastie Boys, to record my cat, Blackie. So he used 3 different mics to record Blackie the cat and get the power of purr. So we went to Blackie's personal music studio. It also works as my bedroom, or our bedroom. And we recorded Blackie. And I studied about purr, how they're low frequency vibrations, and they're a natural healing mechanism. So their purr helps them heal their own bones and relieve pain and wounds. But purring also is like breathing. It's more like breathing than they are trying to make a noise. So purring heals. And Blackie feels we need to bring the power of purr to mankind.
So Blackie the cat and I are excited about the purr room. We want everyone to experience the power of purr. Right, Blackie the cat? That's right. The purr room and purr is not just therapeutic. It's not just healing and meditative. But it also helps in many ways. Opens up other realms, dimensions of our consciousness. It's helped me as an artist grow within my themes, goes beyond boundaries and growth. Right, Blackie? Right? Exactly. So purr, in many ways, is the key to our growth. Of not just to help humanity, exactly, but also within the animal community itself, bringing us all together.
So the idea of the purr room, I saw it as a religious kind of ritual. Here, he's been giving a host. Here, and I simplified the purr room to a type of teepee, but a fur teepee that people would go into. And this is the actual purr room. We brought it to Los Angeles, we brought it to London, but I want to bring it through around the world. I had a special outfit made to greet people when they come to the purr room. We knew we were going to have a line of people coming in, so I wanted to prepare them properly. So I gave them a questionnaire asking questions to get them, in a sense, to how to get them to relax.
So Blackie the cat. The people that went through the purr room, we asked them to draw their favorite pet. Right, Blackie? Exactly. And a lot of them drew kitties. And a lot of people had cats named Lucifer. I found that kind of interesting. But then also other kind of cats, 3-eyed cats. A lot of them people had pet elephants. We were surprised at how many elephants they had. Pet turtles, pet rats, and quite a bit pet fish. Did you find that kind of interesting that a lot of people had fish? Blackie? What do you think? I agree.
So we had people in line. I wanted to create a cat bed for people to lay in. So using faux fur and a way for people to get comfortable when they lay in the cat bed. We had many people coming in, and a lot of people found a way to... Whoa, shit. Sorry.
Experience the power of fur. The Blackie's triple fur.
Thank you.
People kind of waiting, but beforehand, you watch a video of me interviewing.
So without that, basically, we created a 6-minute video of me interviewing Blackie the cat to prepare people when they go into the purr room itself. And we had a lot of people on social networking seeing how it healed them. This woman actually had a phobia of cats that was helped by, but we're going to just move on. And then in London, we did a purr box. Like, I was experimenting with different shapes to bring in the purr room. So we want to take the Per Room and we want to bring it around the world to many different maybe museums or organizations, and we're hoping, Blackie and I, that we'll be able to do that. And the real point of the Per Room, and not just that, but my relationship with Blackie the cat and the projects like the book, The Mighty Paw, we're actually working on a TV series. So the Blackie the Cat show starring Blackie the cat and his boy Gary. Blackie is working with an Academy Award-winning director in developing it as a live-action series. And to do all that was created in a way, and this is me bringing the gospel of Blackie the cat around the world, is it all came about by me lifting my head off my pillow. And so in many ways, I should be a 700-pound man, because all this, the Blackie the cat show, our studio is right on my bed. He knocks down the red elephants at my bed. The story of the red elephants came from at my bed. And the whole idea of the power of Per, of him sitting on my chest, was at my bed. So I would wish everyone, as an artist and a creator, to look at yourself and understand your own uniqueness and what makes you special from your culture and your background and your dreams, to be able to produce work that no one else could ever create based on who you are. So thank you very much.